How it feel to be a dad, how it feel to be a man. You provide by any means, and we sticking to the plan. Yeah, I do this for my seed. Come and listen, come and see. Remember it was just me, now it's all about we. Lead by example, this for my child, I swear that I got you for life. Went from the court to talking about buckets, now we talking Pampers and wipes. I really love this though, look at you and get inspired. You the fuel to my fire. Come here, let me change your diaper dash.
What is good? We are back. Listen, once again, like I always tell y'all, it's something different. We are in the flesh. You know what I mean? I'm in Boston. We didn't go to Maryland. I'm in Boston, Cambridge, whatever they want to call it. It's all the same. But we here in the building. What's good, bud?
What's going on, everybody? I got your boy GQ out here. You know, I got him in my new stomping grounds. You know what I'm saying? It's been a blessing. We've been working all day.
We have.
You know what I'm saying? It's been a great ride. What's going on, dog?
You know, man, we here. We in the flesh. Got a nice little studio. We kind of vibing out. Got some cars.
Yeah.
Some off-white.
Shout out Chicken Room. They took care of us. Got us looking crazy. That's out
right,
here.
Man. Shout out to Chicken Room.
But yeah, man. Fuck, man. It's like anytime we get in person, this shit it turns into a whole different story.
Nah, it really does, man. And I think it's really good because I was just telling someone the other day, like the Zoom calls are cool, right?
Right.
But it just doesn't do any justice for us sometimes. You know what I mean? Because I feel like the in person, the interaction is kind of the best movement for us. You know what I mean? So I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad I had the opportunity to come up here, do what I got to do, see the city, and we get the business.
Bro, that's what this is about.
Yes, sir.
So let's get into tonight, man, because you asked me a question earlier today, and I didn't show you I was frazzled, but I was low key kind of I know cause that's important, but we gotta move that shit back. No, but you asked me a question. You said, is it important to have a father, or is it important to have a father figure? And I ain't gonna tell you what my immediate thought was, but I had to double back on that and really think about the question because it's not an easy question to answer.
Nah, not at all. And the reason why I was asked, it's two things. So I was watching Bronx Tale, a classic. I don't know if a lot of y'all watch it, but Bronx Tale, I was watching that, and then I was also thinking about my situation because I had a mentor. Shout out to Mr. Cook. He was like a father figure to me, but I also had a father, right? So I was just thinking about Bronx Tale because Bronx Tale is kind of similar to that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
If you guys aren't familiar, Bronx Tale is, classic movie with what's my homie name?
You go.
Hold on.
Classic movie.
Classic, no.
Names.
De Niro.
Robert De Niro?
Robert De Niro, right? Robert De Niro is in that joint. Hold on. And Keisha from Tommy, she in there too, right?
Keisha from Tommy.
Keisha from Belly, my bad.
Hold on. Keisha from Tommy. I'm like, bro, what the fuck you talking about? Okay, now that I understand. All right. You paid attention.
So I just wanted to give out some characters in there. So basically what's going on is in the beginning of the movie, Sonny is one of the big mobsters around the town, right? You know, he makes things shake. And then C is the young boy, right? So he's the young one around the town, just growing up, looking around. But he got his pops too. His pops is De Niro, Robert De Niro, right? They call him Lorenzo. That's his name. So Lorenzo is Robert De Niro. But during the time frame of it, C kind of takes that father figure or gets that father figure from Sonny, right? Because his pops is always working. He drive the bus all day. So he's not really around.
Got you.
So Sonny, because Sonny be on the block, be around the neighborhood, this, that, and the third.
He gravitates towards
that, right?
Gotcha.
So as the movie goes on, Sonny kind of takes C underneath his wings, right? Shows him the ropes, show him how to be a man, how to dress, tailor suits, this, that, and the third. Even though he still has that father figure, but I feel like throughout the time, Sonny was teaching him little hits, this, that, and the
little
third.
nuances about.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Just how to be a man. You know what I mean?
Got you.
How to make your money.
Okay.
You know, be a professional.
Okay.
Don't be a knucklehead.
Keep
you know
talking.
what I mean? Even though those are the same things you can get from your father, he also got those things from a person that's a father figure. Right?
Got you.
So that's what just made me think about it and just was like, yo, like, we always talk about, yo, you know, we got to be there for our kids and be the father we can be. But at the same time, I also believe, you know, a lot of men have been great humans, great people without having that father, but they had that father figure in their life.
Got you.
Right? So I just wanted to speak on that and like just hear your take on it and just say.
Because my shit is that my whole point is this, right? And we talked about this season 1. And we always go back to this episode. Does a good man equal is a good man equal being a good father, right?
Yeah.
You can be a father, like, hey, I got a kid, right?
Yeah.
You say that all day. But are you really like teaching them those nuances, right? So those
like what Sonny's teaching.
Exactly, right? So like from my perspective, right? As a kid growing up, not really having a father figure, like an actual like a father figure in life. But finding father figure tendencies in other people that I've grown up with. Like, for instance, for us, it's sports, right? So basketball. Yeah. A lot of coaches become mentors. Mentors become father figures. Like there's a lot of them I can think of in my head right now that taught me the ropes, because there's only so much a woman could teach a boy to become a man, right?
Correct.
And my mom did everything.
And shout out to the women that do that.
And
right?
shout out to I was gonna say shout out to Momo, my motherfucking mother, because she taught me everything she could, what it meant to be like, take care of bills, take care of the house, take care of, you know what I mean, yourself, financially, like all that shit. But there's like certain things that only a man can teach a man, right?
Correct.
So with that being said, you can have a father, but that nigga could be present, right? He could be in the room, just there.
Like we talked about, right?
Yeah,
nigga that he just there, but he doesn't show any feelings, any love. Don't teach you
nothing. Even crazier. He can show you feeling. He could just still be there, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he can show you all the feeling in the world. I love you to death, but is he teaching you about your 401k? Is he teaching you about how to, when it comes to you having a son and growing up, and like how to teach him to be, there's certain steps the milestones your son should be hitting, this, that, and third. Like a lot of that shit, I myself, I've had to learn through process, like trials and tribulations. Like,
yeah.
Even when now, like with the twins, like, Bo, a lot of shit I don't know. I don't know a lot about what entails in being like a true like father figure, because I never had an actual father figure, like one that I can call my own.
Yeah.
So when it comes to like me going out and doing shit with my kids, whether it be just being involved in his life, being involved in his world, doing things that he likes to do, you know what I'm saying? Like coaching him of like, for instance, he's 2, right? So like I always tell you about how he throws shit, like he used to hit everybody.
Yeah.
Now I'm teaching him like, yo, you don't hit women. Like those little things you learn from a father figure. As a father, you can have a father there in the room, and they can be very quiet, bro.
No, definitely. I definitely wanted to speak on it too, because I've had both, right? Okay. And like I said before, shout out to, you know, Mr. Cook, man, you know, a coach, but also a mentor and a father figure to me, just teaching me so much things that, you know, some of the things I didn't learn from my father, right? Okay. So for example, I remember one thing he always taught me was like, he was like, yo, no matter what goes on in life, you always gonna have a target on your back. You know what I mean?
That's
like,
deep.
You know, you black, you know, you look good, you play sports. No matter what, you always gonna have a target on your back. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just teaching me little things like that, teaching me the right way to act. One of the biggest moments for me is I remember when I was a junior in college, we had played a game, and I think coach had subbed me out or didn't play me. And yo, this is the first time in my life I really thought about never playing basketball. Like I was on the verge of just quitting. I called him up. He was like, yo, this is life, yo. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's really life. Like he just taught me like it's all about adversity. You know what I mean? Like, this is life. This is what builds character. This is what builds you to be who you are. And ever since then, man, it's just been, you know, I just always thought about that stuff, man. Just like, damn, yo, like, there's a lot of people out there that don't have a father, but yo, if you got a father figure, someone that's just there for you, and that's a lot of people, right? Because a lot of uncles, right, are father figures. A lot of brothers, father figures, right?
Yeah.
Like, for example, like Stephon Diggs, he was talking about, you know, like, his
yeah.
pops was always there for them, right?
Yeah.
But his pops passed away young.
Yeah.
So when his pops passed away, he had to step up in that role and be that father figure for his brother.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I just always think, we always say, hey, man, you know, as fathers, we got to be there. But there's certain situations in life where certain people just can't be there. You know what I mean? Sometimes mentally, we're just not there. What, you know, something might happen, they might pass away. Fathers go away sometimes, right? But I really believe if you got that father figure, man, that uncle, that brother, that teacher, that coach, like, you really could be somebody huge in life.
You can be fucking dangerous.
You could be dangerous.
And that's the thing, is that, like, if you find, and it's crazy, because, like, thinking about me growing up, and I say, we talk about sports, and I really like, am like strong on the fact that team sports and life are so parallel to me, right? That, like, there's a lot of things that happen in an instance of a game, in an instance of a practice, in an instance of going to class, study hall. It's the same shit that happens in real life, right? So, like, me personally, I always gravitated towards my coaches because they always took care of us. And quite frankly, to keep it real, I played basketball on teams where it was, you know what I'm saying, I could probably name a couple of them that had fathers who were, like, prominent in their lives, but I played on teams where, like, I could feel, like, looking back at it, I know they could feel, like, the father figure from the coach and, like, you know what I'm saying, that lifestyle.
Nah,
so,
definitely.
It definitely brought it into perspective, and I naturally gravitated towards it because there's something I never had before. You know what I'm saying? I never had somebody to really my dad put his foot in my ass. My father put his foot in my ass, but it wasn't like.
Whoa, what? Hold on.
No, here you go. But you know what I mean. But, like, what I'm here you
Hold
go.
on, guys.
Not
Whoa,
in the words of Wild. Not on dude. Not on dude. Not on dude.
Okay. I'm just trying to play it up. It's not April Fool's yet. You know.
No, but what I'm saying is, like, I never had somebody that, like, really cuss me the fuck out, or, like, really not even cuss me out, but just more so, like, were really stern and, like, really taught me the valuable lesson. Like, my pops, he was stern with me, but I never really could understand the lesson on the back end of things in life.
So just talking about that, right? Because I was just about to talk about some lessons that we learned as young boys growing up. And one of the reasons I want to talk about that is in the movie Bronx Tale. And a lot of people might remember just this scene or this scenario, but one of the scenes in there was he was taught, like, yo, if you go out with a girl, right?
Okay.
You open the door for her.
For sure.
Right?
Yep.
She gets in. If she don't open your door or unlock your door, she ain't the one. Right?
Ooh, I didn't even know that shit.
Yeah. That was big. That's like
that's the first time I ever heard that shit.
No, seriously. That was like a big, like, clip. Like, you can even look up that clip. That was famous from that movie. That was big famous. But it's funny because the town that he lived in was Italian, right? Keisha was black. So he liked the chocolate joints.
Yeah, chocolate chip.
But he took Keisha out. He took Keisha out on a date, and he opened the door for her. Right when she got in, he was thinking about it. Right, he rolled over to his side, and she unlocked his door for him.
Okay.
Right. So I want to hear about some things that you were taught, you know, growing up, that made you who you are now, like some man qualities or some lessons, this, that, and the third.
Just my biggest one is probably, it's gonna sound generic as fuck, but just really being a boss. And I know that sounds like a big broad term, like being a boss, but, like, really owning your shit, like being there for your kids, like, do it all. Like, shit's gonna get terrible for you in fatherhood. So there's gonna be some nights where you wake up, you be like, man, I gotta do this shit all over again.
Yeah. But
you really gotta stick that shit up, right? I learned that from not even, like, other father figures telling me that, but more so of just
seeing it.
Seeing it.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Like, going into people's houses and see the way their fathers treated them and like how they kept them with that structure that we always talk about, right? So like from a father standpoint, like you're not finding too many fathers that keep their kids on like it's usually the mother that's like got this is how your day is gonna go type shit. But just between that and then like the way that the conversations that would happen between those sons and those fathers is like you got to be about your shit. You always got to be there for your family. You always got to make sure when shit gets tough, everyone can depend on you. You know what I'm saying? And it all tails back to what we talk about. This is why I feel like, and not to get off subject, but it's like this is why men feel the way they do now, is because we're conditionalized to feel like we can't show a sign of weakness. You know what I'm saying? Like I even tell Ashley to this day, I don't think I told Ashley this. Like we and Ashley have had conversations about this, but like
you gonna put your foot in her ass.
No. Here you fucking go. No, on some serious shit though, like I don't like being vulnerable around my kids. You see what I'm saying? Like
you talked about that before. You don't like that shit.
I don't like that shit, bro. Because to my kids, I want them to view me as
the strongest motherfucker alive, right?
Motherfucker. But at the same time, and this is where I'm learning through different types of I'm gonna air it out. I'm gonna air it out right now. I'm in therapy right now because I have to figure out what that balance is for myself. And it ain't nothing else that going on between me and Ashley, me and the kids. It's just me dealing with the pandemic and growing up and growing up into fatherhood, right?
Being you, finding
me, finding help. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I was telling my therapist, I was like, yo, I have a hard time dealing with like being vulnerable. Just being vulnerable, period. Mm-hmm. When it comes to those that I care about. Because oftentimes those that I care about are people that look up to me for that strength. For instance, even when I was living at the crib, when I was living back in Maryland, at mom's house, I was the man of the house. So I already had feel that sense of like, you got to be here, you got to be present. You know what I'm saying? Don't let nobody fuck that up.
Yeah.
Now that I got my own family, my own kids, it's like, nah, you're not doing none of that with anybody that lives in this household. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is something that I had to like, I have to break because it's really bad for your children to see you in that light, to think that you're just this almighty man when you're really not. I feel like your kids should always be able to see you cry, see you motherfucking, you know what I'm saying, be weak, because that's part of life. So that's probably one of the biggest things that I've learned growing up is just, like I said, being a boss. But as I'm learning that, like, being a boss and being that tough guy, that strong man, that strong front for the family, is also could be your biggest weakness too, because now your kids, your wife, your girlfriend, whoever she is to you, your fiance, they only know you for that. They don't know you when you're at your lowest point, where you're very vulnerable and you're saying like, I'm broken, like I need help, you know. So that's probably my biggest thing that I learned from father figures is like being a boss. But as I've learned going into being a father, that like that shit, there's a lot more to it than just being strong.
Yeah.
What about you?
I learned a lot, man. I learned a lot. Yeah, you know, some of the things I learned from my father, man, is timely. You know what I mean? Always being on time. You know, growing up.
You are the most on time. I thought I was on time, but you really on time.
Like one thing about my dad, man, he's always been on time, man. Just been like real disciplined with time. So I learned that a lot, man. Just not taking anything for granted, man. Like on time is being early, right? That's what it is to me. Another thing is, you know, doing what you have to do and basically take care of the business. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like my pops, he never was, you know, making an excuse for something. He just did it. You know what I mean? Pops just did it. Like, he really ain't say too much, but he just did it, man. Just made things happen. Being a hard worker, you know what I mean? Pops is a hard worker, man. Really work hard, really disciplined, man. And definitely, those are some things too. Another thing also is, you know, also treat women right.
Shit, that's a big one.
You know. And I don't even, you know what? I ain't even gonna say I got that from. I'm gonna take that one back because I don't even think I got that from my dad or any father figure. I think I just got that from me growing up with my aunts. And
being around women.
Yeah. Growing up with my aunts, my grandma,
yep,
and my mom. So, you know, as I said before, I was raised by 4 women early in my age before my father moved up here from Jamaica. So definitely that. I'm trying to think of another one or something that I definitely learned. Accountability, man. Right? That's big. You know, owning up to what you do, saying it's my bad, saying, yeah, I did that, or I did do that, taking account for what you did, even if it's good or bad, right? Because I feel like as men, that's something that sometimes we shy away for. Just as individuals, we don't want anything bad on our name, you know what I mean? But, you know, one thing I did learn is, you know, just taking accountability as a person, because as a man, you know what I mean, one of the biggest things you can do is take that step forward, you know what I mean, and be accountable and be that person to be like, you know what, I made a mistake, right? We talked about that last week. Yeah. Me being able to be like, yo, my bad, or you know what, I'm wrong. You know what I mean?
See, that's the thing right there. What you said right there is my biggest weakness. Mm. And even if I'm wrong, this is in my mind. This is what the decision I made, and I'm gonna live with it. I'm gonna figure it out once we get to that point. Like if shit gets sour, right? Mm-hmm. So when it does get sour, now it's my turn to figure out, trying to figure out what makes it right?
Yeah.
So that's what it goes back to. It's like and even like for me looking at you, that's like one of your biggest, one of the best qualities that you have. One, how you take care of yourself before you take care of others, but 2, the fact that you're able to sit back and own up to, hey, I fucked up. I'm sorry. Like when you told that one time you and Jasmine got into it, and you're like, you know what? I did lead the fish shot. I forgot to push the fish out. You know what I'm saying?
I was a knucklehead. You
fucking right. And she couldn't say shit. But like a lot of men.
Yeah, bitch, I got you.
But a lot of men will never do that. Will never be able to you know what? I fucked up. And you know what's crazy is that I even tried to say it. Like, yo, I said I fucked up.
When we was talking, you couldn't even say it.
I couldn't, bro. I can't even, I tried my hardest to be like, okay. And my biggest way to say I fucked it was like, okay, all right, I'm sorry. Yeah. I just try to dead it right there so we don't have to really worry about it. And Ashley knows what the fuck I'm talking about. I had to tell her, like, she knows, like, yo, you're not being genuine right now. She'll call me out, like, you're not being genuine. You know? And I'm thankful for the fact that she understands and she knows who I am and she understands that, like, you know what I'm saying? She can tell when I'm being genuine or not, but it's like, that quality that you have is something that lacks in a lot of other men. And for the simple fact that, like I said, we're brought into this world, we got to be the boss. We got to take care of shit. You know what I'm saying? If I make a fucked up decision, we all going to live with it, but I'm going to make it better.
Yeah.
Not versus saying, not saying you don't when you say you fucked up, but more so like, listen, this is how I feel, this is how shit is going to go. Mm-hmm. And if it goes sour, cool, then I'll figure it out from there and then I'll make it better for all of us versus being like, you know what, I fucked up, sorry, I'm going to figure it out. And that's the most passive way you can go about something, right?
Yeah.
By sitting there, yeah, I fucked up, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? This one's on me, but I'm going to make sure I got y'all. Just like a basketball. Turn the ball over. I'm going to get that shit back next play. No worries, I got you.
Yo, you should have cut.
Yeah, no worries.
That's what niggas do. Yo, you ain't cut.
You ain't cut. Exactly. Versus saying, you know what, fucking, I'm going to get it back next play for you. You know what I'm saying? This is why sports and life really parallel with each other for me, because there's so many scenarios that can happen in basketball. It's the same shit happen in life.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? There's definitely like, I tell the kids that all the time, basketball is definitely a building for character, right? So many things that happen in basketball situations are the same things that happen in life. You know what I mean? Just like how you said, you make a mistake, instead of saying, oh, this, that, and the third, just take accountability for it. My bad. You know what? Next time, just do this, that, and the third, and just keep it moving. You know what I mean? But I want to twist the tables a little bit.
Wait, before you twist the tables, before you get there, because you brought up a good point. You say you coach kids. Do you find yourself being a father figure to some of the kids that you coach?
Hell yeah. All the time. Yo, you ask
even the ones that have fathers?
All of them. They all got fathers. The motherfuckers was born.
I know that. But what I'm saying,
Come on, man. Right. I'm on my comedy shit tonight. Y'all gonna have to pay me, man.
Yeah, fuck you, nigga. But what I'm saying is like those kids that those fathers who are there, you know what I'm saying? Like they're there, like they're present, they're there.
They come to the games and shit.
They're coming to games and shit like that. Do you find yourself like in those moments like?
Yeah, like one thing I tell people all the time, well, I don't tell people all the time, it's probably you and a couple other people. When I go to practice, right, I'm not even talking about basketball some of the times. Okay. We get to practice, we shoot the ball, yo, shit, man, how was school today? You know what I mean? They were like, man, shit was good. I'm like, what today was an A day or B day? Okay. I'm like, oh, today was the A day. Ask them what their favorite subject is, what school they going to, because like I said before, I've been at that stage, right? Right. Where you playing basketball and coach, he just worried about X and O's. He might worried about what you do in school because what you do in school can affect you playing, right? Fact. So he just want to make sure you're doing the right thing. But to me, I'm coming in and I'm having those conversations with them to let them know, like, listen, man, it's more than basketball. You know what I mean? I talked about this, I think, like season 2, me having a conversation with this one kid that was not getting the minutes that he wanted, right? And I told him, I'm good friends with his father. I'm good friends with his father. I told him, I was like, listen, man, this is a life experience that builds character right now, right? Because the same thing that's happening right now, you not playing, you not getting the minutes you want is the same situation that's gonna happen in life, right? You get a job, right? Everything's going all right, and the next thing you know, your boss, she not fucking with you, right? She not doing the things that you thought you were able to do with this, that, and the third. What you gonna do? Lay down? Like, oh man, this is it. Nah, you got bills to pay, right? You got a cell phone, you gotta pay your cell phone. You got a rent, you gotta pay your rent. You want to eat, you gotta get groceries. So you gotta do things in life that necessarily you don't want to do, but sometimes you gotta do it because it builds you character, right? That's what life is all about. It's about adversity. You know what I mean? So I'm always just trying to talk to the kids. And it's like I said before, when I get there, when I get to practice, sometimes I might not even talk about basketball. I'm just talking to them like, yo, like who got the most girls? You know what I mean?
And you know what you said? Yo, shout out to my guy, my big brother, father figure, whatever you want to fucking call him, when I was at AB, Samario Clancy, my fucking guy. Yo, he would be the coach just like how you are to them, as how he would be to us. Because our coach was really just X's and O's. Like,
exactly. Zimmerman was on that shit.
On that shit. Crazy, right? Yeah. So you already know the vibes.
Yeah.
But when he came in, he played for Zim. So it was already...
He already knew.
He already knew. But then he would bring so much light to a situation where they'd be like, yo, fuck is he talking about? Like, he would be on our level, but we were able to relate to him because, one, he was young. 2, he understood because he was in the same process that we've been in. You know what I mean? Yeah, no, that's definitely a good thing. And you know what's cool about it? The whole situation is that you get it. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people who coach, and not to get off topic again, but like coaches, they don't even realize like, yo, they're more of a father figure than they really think.
They don't, man. They're dealing with. It's crazy because high school basketball, you dealing with men at a very critical age.
That's
right?
What I'm saying.
Very critical. Like this is the stage where niggas kind of like develop. I'm not gonna say develop themselves because I feel like people develop themselves a little bit on that back end of college, and then when they graduate, that's when I think like they develop it. But I think in high school, you kind of get that development of like how are you actually, some of the characteristics you're gonna have. Like, are you gonna be a dickhead? Are you gonna be a gentleman?
Are you gonna how they identify themselves in society?
Exactly.
And I think a lot of coaches don't even think that. You're right. A lot of coaches are worried about X's and O's, but there's some coaches, those are usually like the head coach. But like when you get down to like those assistants and shit, those are the ones that I'm talking about because they understand. They've been in that process, you know what I'm saying? And they're more of a father figure than they think. And it may take that one kid who they may know that doesn't have a father at home, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Or that kid who does have a father at home, but he works fucking 18 hours a day, 12 hours a day, like, but he's just looking for attention, and you can sense that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, definitely, man.
But what was you about to say?
Flip the script.
Yeah.
So we getting back to, Sonny and, being that father figure, but at the same time, C has his own father. So how would you feel? Because there was a situation. There was a time. There was a situation.
I know where this is.
There was a scene in there.
Oh, you motherfucker!
Where Robert De Niro, Lorenzo, the father of C, approached Sonny and was like, "Yo, bro, like, I fall back. You giving my son money? He hanging around you. Like, fall back. I'm his father. I got this. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
There was it's funny because in that scene, he goes down there, he walks to, Sonny in the bar. He starts, talking to him like, yo, don't give my son money, this, that, and the third. And Sonny tells C, he's like, yo, take a step outside. Right? And Lorenzo kind of catches himself. He's like, hold on. Don't fucking tell my son what to do. Yo, C, get outside. I love those C's saying the same shit he just said.
He just said. But you know what, though? I like those moments for this reason alone, bro. Is the fact that, that really puts you in a position. And the reason why men get so offended by it is the fact that it's they're putting themselves, somebody's putting them in their place and telling them to step the fuck up.
You think so?
I think so. It's like, who the fuck are you to tell me about how to do this with my son? Like, how to tell my son what to do this to give my son money. When another motherfucker does it, it's like, oh shit. We see it all the time, right? Mom and dad co-parenting. Mom finds a new dude.
Yeah.
Homie's like really doing shit different than the way daddy was doing. Daddy's feeling some type of fucking sick ass way all the time, hands down, bro. I look at it as a checkpoint, as one of those checkpoints as a father. Like, yo, what are you doing? Obviously, you're not doing something right because he's going to such and such for money. This nigga's wearing suits now. He's dapper Dan to the T. He got the Italians put moose in their hair. He got the moose in his shit, like, and you just motherfucking.
Ali.
Why am
I saying that?
and I'm not saying that. And I'm not saying that being like in that dapper Dan situation, like you like being clean, your father's a fucking industrial worker. That's cool. Like that's fine because it's whatever your father can obtain to. But what I'm saying is that like when it comes to little shit like providing financially, providing mentally, emotionally, like that's a big like that's he checked you, bro.
Yeah.
And you have to respect it, but at the same time, we always take it as disrespect for the simple fact that who are you to tell me what the fuck to do with my kid?
So let me ask you this. What are you doing, right? You get to an age, right? You're working, everything's good, you're providing for your family, this, that, and the third. You come home and your son, he starts saying some shit like, yeah, man, Coach T told me to do this though. Like,
what, in sports?
Nah, just in general.
Like?
Just in general. You like, you start talking to him about certain shit in the house. He like, yo, but Coach T, he always told me to like, I'm supposed to stand up for my sister. Oh, I'll just do a random shit out, right?
All right, yeah.
I'm gonna throw some random shit out, right?
All right?
You say some shit to Cassidy, right?
Okay.
And Bo jumps out there like, Pops, you wrong. You're not supposed to do that, right? And then you like, hold on. Like, the fuck? I'm talking to your sister. You're like, yo, Coach T told me I was supposed to stand up for my sister, right? Like, you know what I mean? He like, no matter what, he told me like, yo, protect my sister over everything.
Everyone
like little shit like that.
Everyone's initial reaction is like, who the fuck is Coach T? First of all. Yeah. I ain't gonna steal my nigga, but we and that nigga gonna have a conversation because obviously something's going on. And it's not, especially if I know for a fact, not gonna say I know for a fact, but especially if I know that I'm on the right path with my kids and I know that like I'm present, I'm there like for all the other aspects of life. Like I know who the fuck is Coach T? Who's the motherfucking Coach T? You feel me? But that's gonna be my initial reaction. That's gonna be everyone's initial reaction, right? Yeah. But if you really look at it from a grand, like a broader view, and he's saying that there's obviously something that's going on in that life, in that whatever that perspective is. This perspective comes down to taking care of protecting women, protecting yours, right?
Yeah.
Like you protect Jasmine, no Rose, I protect Cassidy, I protect Ashley, but I'll give my fucking life for them too.
Yeah.
Even Bo, I'll give my life for him too. But I'm saying as far as women was, there's something that's not right. There's something in the light in your world that it's not in his world is something that's not clicking. So you gotta not overreact, because the first thing you'd be like, motherfucker, Coach T, like I'm fucking Lawrence Davis. This is my house. You feel me? Like, this is what you're gonna do. Like, but maybe the way you're communicating that point, that viewpoint for like protected women is not
solidified.
Not solidified, but not one to be received. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people you can talk to somebody a certain way and they can miss the whole point.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So it all goes back to what you always tell me. You're saying this shit for 3 seasons now. Delivery, what you say, how you say it. You know what I'm saying? In that situation. Now, if it comes to like a sunny situation, and homie tells my child to step outside. Wait, who the fuck? Wait, what's going on right now? You feel me? But then it goes back. That's gonna be your initial reaction. But are you really being there for all aspects of his life? In the sense of like being there physically, one, checkpoint, cool, he's there. He lives in the house, he's there. Emotionally, when it comes to financial reasons, you know what I'm saying? Those checkpoints in his life. So, yeah, of course. I'm gonna feel some type. Everyone's gonna feel some type of way. Who's this nigga? Who's this motherfucker telling me what? Yeah, all right. Motherfucker, wait. Y'all got practice what time tomorrow? What time the bell ring? 2:20. Are we outside? I'm gonna talk to Coach T.
Nah, I definitely I agree with you on that, man. First thing I'm thinking about is, damn, this nigga said that to me. You know what I mean? And then
like,
later,
Daddy, you wrong.
Yeah,
what? I'm wrong.
And later that night, the first thing I'm thinking about is like, how did Coach T and them niggas start talking about this shit?
What brought them to have this fucking conversation when they're like,
right?
Nah, this is not how you treat women.
Because I'm like, yo, now I'm like, hold on. Like you said, there's got to be something that's going on that's making him express this.
Is it so? Would it be something in the household? You think?
It definitely could be something. It got to be something in the household. It might be shit, Or what about this though? Because I feel like because everything can't go great with niggas trying to be father figures.
No,
right?
It
can't be great, right?
Listen, fatherhood is not a fucking full. There's a lot of fucking hiccups in this shit.
Right.
Right?
So there could be a nigga just putting his own viewpoints on another person, right?
Okay.
So it could be nothing. It could be nothing you probably doing in your crib, but he's always around Coach, and Coach is teaching them some shit like, man, this, that, and the third. Like, always stand up for your sister, man. I got a sister, she passed away, and one of the things I always told myself is like, yo, I wish I could stood up for her more, this, that, and the third. Kind of like that Danny Lane joint, her brother fought the baby. Oh, that's another topic.
Yeah.
But stuff like that. So in his mind, he's thinking about that. You're talking to, your daughter, he jumps out like, nah, Pops, you shouldn't be talking to, sis, like, that's still wild, right? Yo, you got to put your foot in his ass.
I'm gonna kick that nigga in his jaw, bro. I ain't gonna hold you, because it's just it ain't. But the thing about it is, it comes back to what I was saying. Like, I'm really about mine. Like,
he shouldn't even be stepping out like that.
No, don't even listen, bro. Shut your mouth, bro. Like, just keep Coach T on the pipe, bro. Just keep that shit on the pipe. Pipe it down, bro. Because I'm not ready for anything you about to say after that. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, because I know, and this is a way every man thinks. I know what goes on in my house. What I know is what I think is right. So, like, maybe, for instance, you handle yourself in situations like, for instance, let's talk about the fish again. We're going to bring this shit back up because it's funny, but at the end of the day, you did something that's morally and verbally correct. I fucked up. Me, I would try to just end the conversation quick. Like, okay. All right, I'm sorry. Like, I would be so the most non-genuine fucking apology ever. Like, hey, I fucked up. You're right. But I had to learn to teach myself, like, before I even came out for last night. I went to my Friday duties to vacuum the house. Ashley's like, did you vacuum? No, I didn't vacuum. That's my new thing. Is just like, no, I didn't do it. Because I truly didn't. I wasn't able to get around it. I get to it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be. But because we are so, like I said, we're the guy. This is our house. This is, you know what I'm saying? We were built for this lifestyle. It's like, yo, admit you're fucking wrong. And sometimes I hate the fact that I'm saying this because I ain't never told Ashley this. Even though when I know I'm wrong, I'm still riding the fucking wave. Like, I'm wrong.
That's a lot of niggas.
But that's the problem, is that we don't really understand. Like, yo, it's okay to be wrong. It's okay to be hurt. It's okay to cry.
You remember you remember Get Rich or Die Trying, right?
Yeah.
Right. So you remember when he picked up 50, right? What's my man name? Light Skin Homie.
Yes.
That played in Whoop That Trick. Light Skin Homie.
Oh, I've been
Terrence Howard.
Terrence
Come
Howard.
on, man.
Yes.
You remember when they was driving 50 from the jail, right?
Yeah.
And then he was like, I don't like this motherfucker real quick. And he was like, 50 was like, hold on, what's going on? He was like, yo, even when I know I'm wrong, I'm right. But when I'm right, I think I'm wrong. But when I'm wrong, I'm right. But when I'm wrong, I'm right. But at the end of the day, I'm right.
I'm going to think I'm fucking right. Exactly. And that's the and that's our pitfall. That's exactly what our pitfall is, the fact that we can't really admit that we're fucking wrong. Like, only certain people can really do that shit. And you have to have the, I almost want to say you have to have the personality for it, because you do. Because like, you can literally, you know what? I fucked up.
But you know one of the reasons why I do it, because I feel like it's not even worth it, man. I just rather just get past it, because I feel like those little nicks can build on to something, like you just being tired
ignorant.
of someone.
Just being ignorant.
You know what I mean?
And you know what? You're right. But the thing about it is, it goes back to the delivery. We answered the wrong fucking way. Every time. Every time. Ashley knows when I say okay, she knows between me and being genuine, me and fucking like, yo, I just need to be quiet. She knows every time, bro. We got into it one time. I hit her with okay. She's like, don't shut me up. Don't hit me with okay. Like, who the fuck you think? I'm like, yo, like, I'm being serious. Like, what do I used, and then my famous lines. Oh, well, what? I can't say okay. I can't say this. What I'm supposed to say? I'm supposed to say I'm sorry. Like, that's my famous fucking line. But Ashley knows, and that's why, because my woman knows me. She understands me. She knows where, you know what I'm saying, where my mind's at. But as a man, it's like, I can't ever admit, I'm like, yo,
you was wrong.
You fucking wrong, bro. It's okay to be wrong. You wasn't right all the time in fucking school. What makes you think you're gonna be right all the time in life? Same way with fatherhood. It's like, you're not gonna be right all the time. There's gonna be a lot of times you may put Nova Rose in a dangerous situation unknowingly. Like, not saying like some like off the wall, like some like tough shit, but like, she really might hurt. Like, Bo loves jumping off the couch. Hey, go do your thing. There's a very big chance he might fucking jump off, break his ankle.
Yeah, correct.
At 2. You know what I'm saying? So like, there's a lot of risk in this shit. You know what I'm saying? But you just, at the end of the day, I call it because now you got feeling. But back to that Coach T shit. That nigga gotta go.
Coach T gotta go.
Coach T gotta go. Yeah, bro.
Damn.
You're not playing for him no more.
Yeah, yo, but hold on. Let me ask you this though.
Yeah.
It could be just a conversation you need to have with your son, right?
Yeah, because it could go down to
because Coach T could, he not even doing really no harm, right? He just preaching some shit, just some. You know.
And he's catching, and Coach T is catching my son at a
vulnerable.
Not necessarily vulnerable. I wouldn't say vulnerable as a word, but I would say at the height of his day, right? So like, that's, you go to say he's in say Bo's in high school, right? And he's 14. He's like, he comes home saying, "Hey, Dad, Coach T said you're not supposed to treat women this way."
Yeah.
Right? Coach T is catching Bo fresh out of high school. Class is just in. You know what I'm saying? He's coming off that high. Now he's transitioning his mind into basketball or whatever sport he's playing. And Coach T, "Hey, how was your day?" And what's the kid's first instinct? "Oh, well, such. They're not even like thinking of like filtering themselves out." So Coach T might catch something that maybe I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he said, for instance, like women, like,
because he's around. Coach T is someone around him. I can't say more of the day.
But he's there at the crucial part of the day.
Exactly.
That's what we'll say.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? He's, like I said, he's catching them off that emotional high, whatever's going on through those fucking 7 periods during the day, to now, cool, school's over at 2:15. He has basketball at 3. He's hanging around school 45 minutes. He's still hanging around his friends. He's catching them. "Hey, what's going on? How was your day?" He could literally have a fight with a shorty and within that 45-minute period, and he's going to immediately unload to Coach T because he trusts him. Yeah. Because he trusts him with sports. So kids don't know the difference. You know what I'm saying? And that's totally fine. So when it comes down to it, you got to understand, like like I said, you got to look at it from a broad point of view, because look at the situation. Like I say, he's catching them off fresh out of school. He's seeing what he kind of understands the school's layout, the map out of school, right? So like you Coach Atherton, You understand Atherton. You understand kind of like how like the people don't ever really change in Atherton. Like in the high schools, they don't really change. So when you go back to your high school, you know who's going to be there.
Yeah.
So you understand it. You automatically gravitate towards it. So say Coach T went to that school and he's coaching now, right? Yeah. So now he understands the movements and maneuvers between first through 4, and you go to lunch, come back, you have 5, may have 6 off 7. Like he understands their whole day. So there may be a point in the time where he just catches, oh, well, you having trouble with so-and-so? Well, maybe, what about, you ever think about doing it this way?
Yeah.
Then your kid be like, oh, shit. Your son be like, oh, yeah, that's actually right. And then
you're right, coach.
You go home. He goes home. You pick him up. Hey, I was basketball. Everything's cool. What cool. Then that same situation happens at home, but it doesn't happen to him. He's watching it from the outside in.
Yeah.
He's like, nah, Coach T told me not to do that. At first, he's thinking, like, what the fuck, Coach T tell you? What the fuck, Coach T got? Exactly. So,
Coach winning any games?
That motherfuckers is 2-30. Motherfucker, y'all suck.
Niggas is quick to judge someone. Like, yo, is Coach T winning any games? But yeah, man, I wanted to talk about that father figure, man, because I think it's really crucial. You know, definitely, it's really crucial just because there's individuals out there that's listening to our podcast, right, that aren't fathers, but they still can do their due diligence.
And you brought the point. That was going to be my next point, is that you don't even have to have kids to be a father figure, and that's where we don't know. Because a lot of like high school coaches, there's like a very few of like assistant coaches. Like I say assistant coaches because head coaches, they're kind of like, they're already ingrained in the community, whatever. A lot of like assistant coaches, they're young, fresh out of college, may have a fling on the side. They may not have like any like a true established, but they're there all the time with kids. Correct. Right? Even if, for instance, when I was coaching, I coached at GCS, Glen Country School. Shout out Glen Country School. I'm a dragon for life. That's my lane. That's the preppy lane. Whatever. Fuck you, Shane. Whatever. But I had a kid. When I was coaching there, I coached there. This is probably about a year after I graduated. It's about 2017, 2018. Had a kid. Anthony Longpray came down from Canada to play with us. He was at a party. He was
dude that was averaging
the tall 6'10". Remember I had a 6'10" redhead?
Yeah. From Las Vegas, right?
No, he was from Montreal.
Oh yeah.
Came down to play with us. He was going to Georgetown. Yeah, we ended up going to St. Joe.
Yeah.
So
weak as hell.
A lot of people. Okay.
No.
We're not gonna get on the basketball shit, but like a lot of people don't know the story because I kept this shit on the raps for years. So Glen Oak has this like, not even a fundraiser, but like this community event. They have like a 3-on-3 tournament. Mm-hmm. Cool. Anthony shows up. Motherfucker broke his ankle, right? Didn't tell nobody. Went to a high school party. He trusted me. Mind you, I'm 28 now, but he called me. I'm like 23. He's like, yo, I need you to come pick me up from so-and-so's house. My fucking foot is so swollen, I can't move it. I don't know what to do. Like, I don't want to tell coach. You're the only person I can trust to tell. Cool. I pick him up. I shit you not, bro. I picked this motherfucker up at 1 o'clock in the morning. Drove his ass to Howard County General Hospital. We didn't leave that bitch till the sun came up. You know what I mean? And it's little moments like that. It's just crazy this conversation happens, talking about coaches and kids and like the relationship between the two. But it's like, he obviously put enough trust in me to take care of a situation that's very critical. And he's like, mind you, he's a senior. He's already signed. He's a Hawk. He's on Hawk Hill now. He's going to St. Joe.
Yeah.
But he called me. I was like, bro, listen, this is what we're gonna do. I had to map it out for him. I had to break it down to him to the bare science of like layman's terms. Like, yo, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna rehab his fucking ankle. When you get back to school, because I was already cool with the trainer. I knew the trainer because she was cool with the basketball team. Go see her and make sure you get this bitch right. Because if your college coach finds out, we're gonna have a fucking problem. And you fuck around, might not play like you think you are. You think you're gonna play because it's something you can't treat your body well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But little moments like that where it's like you're young, you've been through the process, and now you're with a kid who's in a troubled situation.
Yeah.
They come to you for advice, and that's considered a father.
Did he ever go there?
Yeah.
Is he still there?
No, Anthony graduated last year.
Really?
Graduated last year.
Dang.
Yeah, because he was 20. He graduated high school 2016, 2017. It had to be 2017.
I remember him like that nigga was like everybody wanted him at one point.
Sophomore year, he had all big Power 5 schools come out.
Yeah.
And he actually...
How did he do at St. Joe? He must ain't do shit, yo.
I mean, he ain't,
because I ain't really hear anything about him.
No, but he played a solidified role in their mix. But
who was better at St. Joe? Would they say Isaiah or him?
Isaiah for sure.
Okay.
Isaiah, yeah, no. Isaiah's like next to like those greats at.
Okay.
That's St. Joe for sure. Shout out my boy Isaiah Miles. That's the bro.
That's the bro.
That's the bro. No, that's yeah. No, you already knew it. Biased, not biased. You already know that's gonna be my answer. But fuck, you made me lose my train of thought.
Nah, what we were talking about was at a critical moment he trusted you.
Right. So like it came down to a point where I had to realize it was just like, yo, this kid obviously when it comes to his body, like, yo, when you're an athlete, to all the ex-athlete fathers out there, they know your body's your fucking moneymaker. When it comes to like you getting into college, this is how you get there, right? Yeah. So I had to teach him like the ways and like, yo, you gotta treat, you know what I'm saying? You gotta do certain shit. Like if you're gonna party, that's cool, but you gotta move a certain way. You can't just be out here treating yourself like you're a regular person. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's not, you're never gonna be a regular person.
And you know what's crazy about that is, and I think I might be right about this, is you can get so many different father figures in your lifetime. Because I guarantee you, did you ever talk to him or have another situation with him about something like that before? Again?
No.
Right? So he kind of moved on, and that's okay, right? But he probably has somebody else, right? Oh, yeah. At St. Joe that he probably trusted, this, that, and the third. Yeah. So you get different father figures throughout your life.
Yo, you're gonna get a million father figures. There's a father figure.
Nah, you can't. Not a million.
I'm saying no. What I'm saying a million. Like I'm not saying that as like literally a million. What I'm saying,
because there's not a lot of niggas that can actually
do that. But I'm saying, what I will say is that you're gonna get a significant amount of father figures for each situation in your life.
Correct. Yeah.
So I say million loosely. Like I'm not saying you're literally gonna have. There's gonna be a motherfucker you don't even know that's gonna be there for every moment.
Yo, you gotta do this.
No, there's a lot of times you're gonna be by yourself. No, fuck that shit. No. But like I said, there's gonna be a moment in life where it be from sports, where it even be from hanging around other dads. So let me ask you this question, right? You know a lot of OGs. You know a lot of people who, you know what I'm saying, you go to the gym and talk to the older generation. Is there anybody in that older generation that you could look up to as like a father figure?
A father figure?
When it comes to like,
at this point in my life, I don't need a father figure.
I know that. Well, okay.
You know what I mean? Like that's like asking, old head nigga if he could look up to another old head nigga.
So does it? So we could be in agreement that it stops at some point. When does it stop?
I think it stops when you start to have some self understanding of who you are as a person, and especially when you get to like establish like a foundation of like basically a family. Now I'm not saying like, so when I say father figure, right? A father figure is someone that can teach you the upbringing about being a man, right? Potentially being a father eventually, right? At some point, that's going to stop. Like I said, when I think that stops is when you get some self-awareness of who you are as a person, as a man, and you build that foundation and be like, yo, I'm about to be,
So what if you have one without the other, right? So say like you have a child, but you don't really have a sense of like direction. Like, could you still classify
that right there is? I think that right there is somewhat like a mentor, right? Okay. That's why we got the podcast, okay. Something like that. But the father figure situation.
So what about sorry to cut you off, but we have a lot of teens have kids early.
Yeah,
there's a lot more than we think.
Yeah. So
do they automatically stop? Like, does it come to a point where it's like, cool, all right, you have a child now. It's like, now everybody's a mentor.
No. So what I said now is when you get some self-awareness of who you are as a man, they're not even men yet.
But what I'm saying is
they just have a kid. That's it.
There's some men in this world that don't have that self-awareness piece, though, is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. I thought you said when they just have a kid, though.
No, when I'm saying when I said they have one, have the other, I say they have a child, but they don't really have a self. Because, quite frankly, I had kids early. Like, I had kids 25, Ashley was pregnant 25. They were 26. Yeah. So it's like, where does that like gray area stop?
I think it stops when niggas just start getting older, man. Like niggas ain't looking for, you know what I mean? Like you ain't got your fucking 25-year-old niggas, you know, saying like, oh, I just met this nigga. He's like a father figure. You know what I mean?
No, but I mean at the end of the day, it's like,
I feel like it's something where you get young and it kind of fades away or like falls off,
and everyone just turns into like that mentor category.
Exactly. Okay. Exactly. You know what I mean? Like you still always gonna get that advice, but just think about it. Like a father figure is like a nigga that can step in and do certain things that your father, like tangible things that he wasn't able to do. Like for example, like. I'll give you a great example. Homie tore his ankle, this, that, and the third. When he gets older, he's not even probably gonna call you. He probably got his homegirl he can call, or he called his mans. But you gotta think about it. He's young. He don't want his teammates knowing this, that, and the third. But when you start to get a little bit older, niggas start to fall off. You start to realize like, yo, you can trust a little bit more people. He's probably gonna call and reach out to.
Oh yeah. As you get older, your resources change.
Exactly.
That does happen.
So at a certain age, I feel like it kind of just falls off, and those people just kind of become like mentors.
They're there.
Bit, you know what I mean?
Somebody you can count on.
Exactly.
That's what's important, bro. That's what's important. That's I ain't gonna hold you because that topic when you said it earlier, my immediate thought was like I like really was like off the wall like. I like really was like, nah, there's no way. But I didn't want to say nothing until we got here, cause me and you, we're known to go back and forth. Like, I ain't gonna lie, this is the first time we've had a podcast in person where we've actually been calm. Cause the last motherfucking time, you spit me the fuck up.
You be wild. No, y'all know Boog be getting heated. You know that.
No, fuck that. You sput me up.
See what I mean? You started cussing. I ain't even saying nothing.
Yeah, exactly. It was two of y'all against me, myself, and I.
Chase. Yeah, shout out Chase.
Shout out Papa Wash, my guy. But this podcast here was very. I like the way this conversation went for sure because at the end of the day, whether you have kids or not, whether you know it or not, you play a bigger role in a child's life more than you think.
No, facts.
You know what I'm saying? Whether you're a coach, you're a motherfucking camp counselor, big brother, little brother, big brother programs. Like there's so many things that in life that like you think you're just a mentor, but though they look to you as like that father because sometimes, and not all the time, but I'm saying sometimes it's like kids don't have that male figure at the crib.
Correct.
And that's the most important piece of life.
Correct.
And that's what pushes us to be better men, right? So when it comes back to that Coach T situation, I looking at it now, it's like, yo, Coach T is trying to push me to be a better man because obviously he's teaching my son something that I don't have too much knowledge about. But we're gonna figure it out and I'm gonna learn and we're gonna grow from there.
If you can think about that at that very state, your maturity level and your understanding is so fucking high. It's ridiculous, right?
You're dangerous.
You know what I mean? Dangerous. If you're thinking about that off the jump, your son saying, yo, that Coach T told me to do this, and the first thing you're thinking like, this nigga Coach T is really challenging me.
Not even the fact that he's challenging you.
I'm about to punch this nigga in the shit.
Hey yo, next JV game, I'm outside. I'm waiting for it. No, but maybe it's not even asking yourself that. Maybe it's asking yourself, well, what is causing him to say that, right? What is he saying? What did he? Obviously, something's going on that's like invoked Bo to say something to me about it. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, when kids look up their pops, it takes for a kid to say some shit like that to his father, it takes a lot of fucking balls.
Nah, it really does.
You know what I'm saying? So what went wrong? Not what went wrong, but more so what's bringing this on. Because and that might not necessarily be wrong. It might necessarily be more so of just like what is causing this reaction out of him. Cool, Bo. Okay, all right. So explain to me a little bit more what Coach T told you. Okay, cool. What made you feel this way? Now you're asking questions.
Yeah.
When you ask questions in life, you become the grandmaster of learning.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the same exact shit. Because oftentimes we think parents, we do it all the time. Even when it comes to upbringing the kids. Hey, This is what I say. This is what goes. A lot of times, life ain't like that. Your kids are different. Even I can attest to it. The only thing special about having twins is the same fact is the fact they're born the same fucking day. That's it. Outside of that, if you look at Bo and Cassie, they're two totally different human beings. I can talk to Cassie in some way I can't talk to Bo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I can yell at Cassie and say, Cassie, get your shit together. Bo, I gotta tread a little lightly because he's soft. That's my boy. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? So what brought this on to what's bringing this conversation home? Okay, cool. So he's saying that what did he say about treating women? Or like whatever the situation may have been. Mm-hmm. Oh, he said this, that, and third. Okay, cool. Well, is there something at home is there something here that obviously ticked you off to say some shit, something like that?
Yeah. Like I said, if you get to that state of where you can understand and think about what to say and not really react logic over emotions.
And that's where we fuck up as the emotion part because we're so quick to answer. A lot of times you don't have to answer right away. You feel me? Like you don't have to. Oh, Coach T, what? Everyone's in this reaction. Coach T, what? Man, fuck Coach T. Who the fuck is he to tell me what's going on in this house? Right? Versus sitting back and saying, let your child finish saying what they have to say, but then be like, all right, well, what's causing this to happen? Like, what is there something at home or is it something at school? Or are you dealing with? Because then now you're opening the door to other shit, right? So treating women, but let's just bring that situation back, right? I've been on that situation for the whole episode, but Coach C said don't treat women a certain way, this type of way. Okay, cool. Is it something at home that's causing you to feel this way to say something to me about it? Is it because then now you open the door to other shit. Yeah. Now you really get into their world. Oh, is it something at school? Oh, did a chick break your heart? Did you see another boy beat up on a girl? God forbid that happens, but you know what I'm saying? Like, what's causing this reaction? And then now as soon as you ask those questions is as soon as you start building connections with your kids. Because now you're tapping into their world. What's causing you to feel this way? Now they feel important. They feel important to you because you are literally being a soundboard to them.
I agree, man.
That's enough of me ranting, though.
Listen, we killed it today.
My God, we brought it back. Thank you for coming to the New England area.
Oh, no problem, man. I feel like I'm not at home.
You're definitely not at home. But like we say always, we will catch you guys next week.
Yes, sir. Peace.
Peace.